Welcome to 17 Strong. Victories don't come by accident. Here's your host, Steve Teixeira.
Thanks, Andy. Welcome to another 17 Strong podcast. I'm your host, Steve Teixeira, along with my beautiful wife, Holly. Hi, babe.
Hi, how are you today?
You know, today is a special day. This is a family affair today.
Yeah, it's about time I've been put on here. I should have been the first episode.
Right?
So we have our youngest son, Aaron Jacob.
Hello.
Welcome, son. So we're here to talk about you and your brother and your relationship and the bone marrow transplant and all that good stuff.
A little bit of
Right.
everything.
So
Exactly.
go ahead and get us started, Mom.
Okay, I first want to start with a little disclaimer because I want everybody to realize that the little bit of difference between Ryan and Aaron. And Ryan was early. I think we talked about that before. And Ryan was like always the life of the party. How many people are coming? And let's have a party. And Aaron's a little bit more subdued. Aaron is more his own best friend.
I can relate.
Yes, along with Steve. Aaron was 2 days late, so we always say that Ryan was early for the party and Aaron's late. So it is what it is. But that kind of describes my two boys to a T. So would you agree, Aaron?
Yes. I mean, I'm that person that
Yes.
I'm there to show up to the party and I leave when everyone knows I was there.
That's right. Show your face. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Aaron for you. Yeah. Okay. So that kind of gives a little bit of a insight of how the both of you were. But tell us how it was like. What was it like growing up in the Teixeira household? Tell us about that.
It was a lot of going outside, a lot of playing baseball for Ryan,
Yeah.
a lot of him begging me to go outside to play wiffle ball.
Yes.
And
That too.
that I did not like as much just because he was so good at it.
Yeah.
He always gave me 4 strikes.
Oh. 4 strikes.
4
But
strikes.
you got him to play football
Yes,
That's
I
right.
did.
That's right. That's right.
because
Aaron
football was your
started-
sport.
Football was my sport. Baseball was Ryan's sport. I played since I was eligible to play.
Like 8, I think.
Yeah, I would believe I was 8.
You're
and
little.
Ryan didn't play till I want to say he was in
think-
6th grade.
Yeah, I think in junior
Junior-
high
junior
he
high,
started.
yeah.
Yeah,
Junior high
but
started.
you begged him to play.
No,
So
I called him a chicken until he made.
yeah,
until
why
he-
did you do that? Why did
Why?
you want him to do
Because
it?
I knew that he would be a good football player, so I kind of pushed him into it.
Yeah, he did. He was
Yeah.
very good. Anything he did, he was pretty good at. That
Well,
was so
anything
annoying.
he put his mind to, he was
Yeah.
good at. And
Yeah, he was a natural athlete.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Made me
for
mad
sure.
because I'm a natural. I just like to do what I do.
Yeah, which is your own best friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, well that's fair. That's fair. But you guys made up a lot of games though. You guys did some grass boarding. Tell us what grass boarding
grass
is.
boarding wasn't really a game, more just
It's just fun.
yeah, just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it's a UTV, and we just tie a skim board behind it, and you drive around.
One
on the
would drive
grass.
and one would be on the
It's
on the
It's a
board.
2-person thing. And
Yeah,
With
and
the
then
ski
you
rope behind.
It's exactly like inner tubing, but instead you're on grass, and
Yeah. I
you
think
just try to knock. The driver has to try to knock the grass border off.
that's right. And so you had a lot of friends that would want to come over and do this grass boarding.
Specifically for grass boarding.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They all would come to me and say, "That's what I want to." My kid talks about grass boarding. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. They made it
Yeah.
up." So anyway, that was kind of a fun
Yeah.
activity that you guys would do together. And but you guys did some paintballing. You guys did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we
together.
grew up paintballing.
Yeah.
We grew up. We got into airsoft, paintball, all this,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
You guys were
guys-
very active.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
active.
very
Yeah,
active.
you guys. Well, when do you think the first time you drove your, the 4-wheeler?
Oh my gosh.
Not very many people get this
Yeah,
opportunity.
no, I was lucky enough to be able to drive just early on in life. and-
Probably when you could touch the
yeah,
pedals.
as soon as I could touch the pedals, I was able to drive it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember one year Ryan was able to drive, and I was in the bed of the UTV, and he took a turn too sharp, and I tumbled out the back.
Oh, great. We didn't know about that, but okay. That's all
That's 'cause
right.
you guys were gone.
That's good. Yeah. All right. So, did you get along with your brother? Did you and your brother get along really well?
I mean, we're brothers.
Yeah.
It was a constant fight, constant feud, but it was like the lovable feud. I remember my dad would always walk in on us. We were just wrestling. He would try to get me in an arm bar. I'd flip around, get him in a headlock.
Yeah.
And I yet to get the chance to win. So
Yeah. Well,
Typical boys.
yeah,
totally
exactly.
typical. Absolutely. All right. So, and we lived on the property for the most of your life. So,
Yeah.
so
barely-
That's
you
all.
were able-
That's all you remember.
That's all I-
as we
Right.
moved from the city
Right.
out here.
Ryan was in kindergarten when we moved out here. So you guys
Yeah.
just lived on some property. We didn't live in town. So that was always fun for them. Okay, so let's move way forward.
Way forward.
Way forward. So I don't even know where you were at when Ryan was diagnosed or when you found out Ryan was diagnosed because mom and dad were kind of in survival mode. So
Sorry. Are you talking about the first time or
the first
second time?
the first time he was diagnosed.
The first time, I believe I think both times I was actually at football practice.
At football practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ryan was a senior in high school when he got diagnosed for his first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
You were
was
a
a
sophomore.
sophomore. So I was on JV and
Yeah.
I had practice. And you guys went to the doctor's appointment to go get the diagnosis. And
Yeah, it wasn't football season, but you would have had
but
the
football's nonstop.
right.
So we
The
we
after school
constantly
practice
going. Yeah,
and
exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
That's true. That is true because it was April. So that was okay. What were your thoughts when you first got diagnosed? I mean, what were your immediate thoughts as like a brother? You know, because Dad and I were just in.
My immediate thoughts
Yeah.
was, well, at first I didn't know what kind of cancer it was, so I was praying that it wasn't like deadly. First off, so that was
All cancer is pretty
exactly
life-threatening,
Yeah,
so it's hard.
it's all life threatening, but it's to the point where it's like, what's the percentage to?
Right. And we
death
really didn't
to,
talk
like-
about that
yeah,
too
exactly.
much.
But as soon as like we all went to UCLA together and we met all the doctors, I knew that he was in good hands, so that it was.
You went with us to go see like Bucata and
I went one time.
okay.
I went one
Okay.
time. and
Not
that-
during his biopsy though, because
No,
your dad
not
and I were
during his
there by ourselves.
biopsy.
Right.
Okay. All of this is fuzzy for me because I don't remember a lot of
I mean,
who was with us.
We always try to block out the worst memories.
Right. And so it's yeah, that's for sure. But now when we would go to Ryan's treatments, I know Dad and I would try to switch off back and forth, but you were still in school, a lot of
Mhm.
it. So what was, what was your daily activity when we were gone? Like you would go to school, Nana and Grandpa would sometimes they would stay with you mainly to cook dinner and make life normal as can be. So, we had a dog, so we tried to make things.
We try, yeah. You guys did your best to like make it as normal as possible, like. But
Right.
I mean, when I was home alone, it was mainly just try to get all my stuff done, which, as a teenager, it's very hard because you have a lot of distractions, and I am known for my procrastination.
Yes, that's true. Hey, he admits it, everybody.
I admitted it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, there's a lot of video games. There's a lot of TV. So,
Right.
yeah, I was just trying to be normal, I guess. I mean, it's just a lot
Well,
of.
it's so surreal
Yeah.
that you're not thinking that is this really happening, that, we have to, we have to live life like this,
Yeah.
where we're separated a lot of the time, which is hard because you're still,
Well, it's a shelter in place mode. You go
Yeah.
to your happy
well,
place.
yes.
For Aaron, it was video games. It was, his music. It was his quiet time. That's where he went.
Right.
We all deal with things differently, and
Right.
Mhm.
that just happened to be
Right.
where Aaron went.
And that's true. Yeah, that's true. But we tried to make things as normal as possible. And then Ryan would come home, every couple weeks. And as progression, he starts looking more, loses his
Well,
hair.
I mean, he didn't really experience the losing his hair part because one of his last games in high school, we all gathered on the football or on the baseball field and we all
Yeah.
shaved our heads.
Mhm.
That's right. And you were a
So-
part of that.
Yes,
Yeah, head
me
shaving
and,
party.
There was
I was
so
too,
many
but there
people.
wasn't much to
Oh,
cut
no.
off.
Yeah, there was none. Yeah.
No, we had to use a straight razor for you.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Oh yeah, that was like, how many people do you think were there at that thing?
Oh, 30, 40 maybe.
Oh gosh, I remember
I think
hundreds.
there's more than that. There was
I
there
could
was a
not
lot
I'm
of
get
talking
people
about all
through.
the people that shaved though.
that got their heads
Yeah.
shaved. There was probably 30 kids that got their heads shaved.
I
Yeah,
don't even know.
but there was
But there was well over 100 people there watching.
a great outpouring of support.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was crazy. So that was the last time you shaved your head.
Yes, I love my hair.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I don't
I'm
want to
sure
end
your
up like
brother
my
did
dad.
too. Yeah,
Hey, bald is beautiful, son.
that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
That's
bald
what
is
we
beautiful, but I love my hair.
said. Don't love it too much because you never know. Okay, so then we did some bone marrow drives. We did a couple. We did
But
one.
this was after his this was when he was diagnosed for the second time.
No,
What?
he was diagnosed.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the second time.
It was the
Mhm.
second time. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so then I just remember that there was a lot of bone marrow drives. There was one here. There was
One
one
in
in
Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, and out of the bone marrow drives, there has been people that have gotten called and been matches for
Yeah,
it.
one of them was Ryan's really good friend.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We're aware of
Yeah.
4 people
Okay.
that
Mm-hmm.
let us know that
That-
as a result of Ryan's bone marrow drive, they were matches.
That's pretty
in the system.
remarkable.
It's incredible.
Absolutely remarkable. But during this whole thing, obviously there was nothing in the database for Ryan. And Aaron was at the time, were you 16 or 17? I can't
I
remember.
want to say I was 17.
You were 17.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, and tell us walk us through that. Like what did you say to Dad and I when, the whole bone marrow
Well,
situation?
and this is his second diagnosis at this
Yes,
point.
this
So
is
this
second.
is
I
the
forgot about that.
the leukemia diagnosis because he had come home, he had gone off to school and everything, and then he got sick in Colorado and was diagnosed with the leukemia. So then the bone marrow drives took place and everything else.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was pretty much like, if Ryan needs anything, I will put money on it that we are we're compatible. So if he needs bone marrow, I'll give him bone marrow. If he needs blood, I'll give him blood. If he needs a kidney, I'll give him a kidney. If he needs half of my liver, I'll give him my liver. Like I was always the first one up. I was always the one who wanted to help. But
and we knew early on, the doctors had told us that the likelihood of the brothers being a
it's
match
25%.
Yeah,
Less
less than
25%.
25%.
It was very they were confident.
Yeah,
that was
Aaron was
not
not a match.
Mhm.
And they were
Yeah.
very much downplaying the whole thing. Like they're
Yeah.
not going to be a match. You only have 2 kids, and it's just
But
not.
I knew that I was like,
Right. But they were even looking at your mom and I for partial matches.
yes. Mhm.
Right.
Because they just knew that he
Right.
wasn't going to be a match.
And I think that Dad and I were trying to gear ourselves up too. That it's not going to be a match. We're going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. And even though that's the hardest thing that you ever have to do, but for whatever reason, Aaron was super adamant. And then tell everybody what happened.
And then Ryan knew that too. Ryan knew it too, especially when they came back in
Mhm.
and they said we can't find a match in the system. Your bone marrow drives didn't result in a match. There's no match, worldwide for you. And both boys were like, "That's okay. We're each other's match."
we had that
And I mean,
brotherly bond that we just both kind of knew. It's like twin telepathy, but we're 2 years apart.
And they don't look anything alike.
No.
They do. They look like brothers, but they're not. So anyway, tell everybody what happened because
We were a match.
100% match.
We
Yeah.
were 100%
100% match. So
So
I
that was a
actually-
miracle in and of
Mhm.
itself.
total miracle. And it was just, I think everybody was floored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the doctors were floored.
I
Nobody
mean,
could believe
yeah.
this was happening. Like, no
It just doesn't
way.
happen.
Doesn't happen. That's what they said. Doesn't happen. But Aaron knew for whatever reason. So that was something to celebrate. We were
Mhm.
very much celebrating that. So there was a lot going through the whole treatment plan. Because originally you were going to have to go into surgery. They were going to have to take it out of
Yes.
your
No-
hip. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they were planning on taking me into full-on surgery. It was not good. They were not going to open me up at all. They were just going to put me on my side
Yep.
and take a big needle
Yep.
and drain some of my bone marrow out of my hip. And then they ended up not needing it to go that far.
Right.
So they ended up getting these shots that would boost my white blood cell count, and I would have to take one of those every 2 weeks. And at this point, it was at the end of my senior year.
Right.
It was at the end of senior year football.
Mm-hmm.
So I
at
could
Christmas
not.
time.
Yeah, I could.
You're
not
still in
play-
school.
Yeah, I could not play my last game of football because I couldn't get hurt, or else it would postpone it even further.
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
So I had to sit out, and I kept getting the shots. They were put in the back of my arm, kind of by my tricep.
Yep.
And by the end of all these shots, I want to say a normal person's white blood cell count was around.
Well, it took 8 hours because then you had to go through the
Yeah, but-
bone marrow. What they call it, harvest. They called it a
Yes.
harvest.
But no, they said that a normal person's like white blood cell count is around 4,000. Mine was at like 30,000.
Yeah, I remember that. He could have given like 3 other people bone marrow
Yes.
that day. I remember that.
It worked so well.
I remember
Mhm.
that. That was amazing. And that was another miracle that, because sometimes they have to do it in 2 days. And I think you ended up doing it 2 days
Yes. No, I did it
just
2
to be
days.
safe.
Yeah.
The harvest was like 2 days. So that was just a lot of, tell everybody what that was like
Oh my
to get
gosh.
harvested for. It was a crazy machine, but tell them how you would have.
It was, yeah, it was crazy looking.
It was.
It reminded me a lot of like a dialysis machine, just in the fact it would take blood out of one arm, and then it would filter it to get all the nutrition and stuff that it needed.
Well,
and
the marrow.
yeah,
out.
all the marrow and
then it-
and then it would go through the machine, out through another tube, and go back into my other arm.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. And it took the first day. How long did it take?
It took about 4 hours, I think.
It was a long day.
It was
Yes.
It was a long
And it
And
was
you couldn't get up
exhausting.
and go to the bathroom. You couldn't go.
Mhm.
You had to lay down. You couldn't move your arm.
I could move one arm.
Oh, that's what it was. You had
But
to move
this
one
was
arm.
still the better way to go, because the bone marrow out of the hip would have been
Extremely painful.
well, and
it's a surgery.
right?
Mhm.
More hospital time.
Yes.
Right.
So this was all outpatient based.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we literally just went downstairs, same hospital that Ryan was in. We just went
we
downstairs
we
and went
we
to
went
the,
downstairs and had to walk like a block, and we were there.
yeah.
UCLA is a big campus. So.
It's huge. So that was that was good because we were both there with you, and then somebody was up with Ryan. But yeah, so that was a process, wasn't it? It was a process. So tell us what the shots boosted your white blood cell count, but
Yes.
what was the feeling?
I mean, it's like an ordinary shot, like a flu shot or something like that.
Right, but
It's a needle. It hurts when it goes in, but once it's in, you're fine.
but because you had so many white blood cells,
Oh,
it
made
made you ache.
I forgot about
That's
that.
right. He's like, he would always say,
it
my
would-
bones ache. What's
Yes.
going on? And they're like, that's because of all the white blood cells.
Yes,
So you would,
I had to lay down because my bones ached so much that every time I stood up for a long period of time, I would get back spasms, and just it would
Yeah.
hurt so bad.
I remember that because, yeah, that's crazy because, and that's what they say is when you're doing this bone marrow this particular way, it's,
Well, because the shots are making your body produce extra cells. So
Right.
that's because that's what they're harvesting. So
Right.
your body's in overdrive because the shots are
Yes.
telling your body, we need this, we need this, we
Right.
need this. And so it's causing all of your big, like your femur, all your big bones
to ache.
to ache.
Yeah. That was intense. I remember that because,
Mhm.
we were,
Ryan was sitting there like, I go through this all the time, and I'm like, I know you do, but this is a first for me.
yeah, exactly. I'll never forget. He's like, okay, Aaron, you go get me some good blood now. Like, go figure. He always tried to spin the positive and the funny,
Mhm.
the humor on it. So that was
He
good.
always liked to try to make those jokes, though.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Mhm.
So anyway, okay, so let's get into a little bit of when your brother went. Okay, let's go into a little bit of the you had to be on what is it called when you don't go to school? You are independent study.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a brain fade.
He
So
was going to school, but he was on independent study.
right, he was going to school,
Mhm.
that's right, but he had to do some independent study. And you were doing that because of the bone marrow, right? And then you
No,
went back
no.
to school.
I went on independent study when Ryan went to ICU because we left for
Okay.
4 months.
So Ryan went into ICU on December
Well,
19th.
but I think we have to let everybody know that the bone marrow was a success. The bone marrow transplant was a success.
Absolutely
He got
successful.
He got a
100%.
new birthday, as they call it, the whole 9 yards, and went through that whole process. And then the week before we were supposed to come home, his liver started to fail, and he went into ICU on January 19th. What happened on January 19th?
Our house caught fire.
Yes.
So,
With you in it.
yes, while I was home.
By himself.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So is this during the day? Tell us the whole story.
Okay, so it was a normal day. Let's start this up real slow.
Yes,
No, I'm
let's
just
go.
kidding. So it was a normal day, and just go home, get all my stuff done, do a little bit of video games, watch a little bit of TV. Then I go lay in bed, and luckily my girlfriend at the time gave me a TV so that I could finally play video games and watch TV in my room against my dad's orders.
Okay.
But luckily that TV, when it's off, it has a light on it. So I fell asleep, and I took a big deep breath like you normally would while you sleep, like yawning, but it just tasted weird, and it woke me up. But I woke up and I saw the light off the TV, and you know, when it's smoky or foggy, you can see the light particles. So I saw that, and I knew something was off. So I turned on my lamp, and my room is full of smoke. And then I go out into the
But you sleep with headphones in, so you
No, I
didn't
don't.
hear. You didn't hear the smoke detectors.
no, I
going
don't.
off.
I don't sleep. It just didn't register yet.
Oh,
So I walk out into the hallway, and then I start hearing the smoke alarms, and I step into water. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And I walk into your guys' room, completely oblivious, like I just woke up. And I'm like, hello, is anyone in there? Like, what's going on? And I turn the corner, and my heart dropped. And I go run in the garage where our one and only fire extinguisher was. And I run back in, spray it where the fire happened, where the flames were, quote unquote. And I run back out, get in my truck, and drive over to my Nana's house, wake them up, tell them to call the police, and get some firefighters here. And then I drive back to our house and spray it some more. And by that time, the firefighters are already there. And yeah, and just they figured out that a lithium ion blew up, and it sparked the carpet, and it just
it was the domino effect.
yes.
So what it was a light that you would plug into the wall, and it was charging.
It was
while
an emergency light.
Right.
Yes.
And then when the electricity goes out, you'd pull that out.
And it became a flashlight.
It became a flashlight.
And
So
it blew up.
it blew up. That's what happened. And it was 1:30 in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Started a couch on fire, and just
Right.
started in our master bedroom, and basically,
It destroyed everything.
yeah. I mean, the whole house was smoke and water damage.
But the whole reason that Aaron was able to distinguish it was a fire is because it went through the heater ducts. And so when it went through the heater ducts is when it really damaged a lot of things. And also, but it was allowing you to get out as well, because, because there was a lot going on
There was
that
a
night.
lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke, to the point where you can barely see like a few feet in front of you.
And Papa came over and helped the firefighters or turn off the water or whatever they did. Yeah. So, and on our side, we were both,
I mean, I called you guys like 3 or 4 times.
Oh.
Like,
You did, but we were.
You guys didn't have your phone on you because.
Well,
that's
no,
when
we
the
had our
things-
phone, but
yeah.
we were in between trying to get sleep because Ryan was going up and down and, heading into ICU. And so we were with him. And
you were trying to sleep. I was trying to take care of Ryan, and I finally got a minute to take my phone because you called me first.
And I think I remember you saying like you had like 16 missed calls from me.
Yes, I think I had several. 16 sounds about right. And I said, what's going on? And that's when he said, our house caught on fire. And I was at the point, again, survival, just, are you okay? Yes, okay. I will talk to you about this later. And then your dad ends up waking up and he was freaking out. Why is Aaron calling me at 1:30 in the morning? And I'm like, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. He's like, it's not okay. Why is he calling at 1:30 in the morning? And I'm like, our house caught fire. He's like, what? And so everything just went.
It was a domino
It
effect.
was so ugly. It was so horrific. But anyway,
And then I remember
super thankful that everything
yeah.
was okay with you,
Mhm.
you know, so that was kind of the only thing that we were.
And our pets were not home. They were
at a friend's house.
They were at a friend's house. You
Yeah.
were the only one home at the time, and you know, thank God that you woke up and
Yep.
you know, I
Yeah.
mean,
There's just
it
so
could-
many things.
it
Could
could
have
have
been
been
a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But-
I remember I skipped that day of school just
Well, from that point on,
From that
Yeah,
point
from
you
on,
didn't go back to
he didn't
school.
go back
Yeah.
to school.
that's
so
when I started going on academic probation. Academic
it was,
like start a homeschool pretty much.
yeah, it was the, what did I just call it? How come I can't remember that?
Independent
Independent
study.
studies.
Thank you.
So that's what he ended up doing while he was at the
Mhm.
hospital. But you know, everybody
no,
has to
so,
realize that there
I
was no
invited-
home.
Yeah, I invited my friend over that night just to like hang out, just like tell him what happened and just try to relax. And then I think it was at like 8:05, if I remember correctly, I got the call and Nana and Papa were like, or you two were like, Nana and Papa need to drive up to LA now. And Ryan just got admitted into the ICU
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
that was
same day.
Yeah, that was. I don't even know. My whole memory is.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember it like it was yesterday.
it was just so blurred on time and everything. So it was
So I don't even know. I mean, when we lost your brother, I know how I felt as a dad, and I know how Mom felt as a mom. But how did Aaron feel as a brother?
Oh gosh. I felt like I needed more time. Like everyone else feels like that when it comes time. Like I wish I had 5 more minutes. Like what would I give up for a minute just to hang out with him again? But I mean, I'm just happy that I got the time with him that I had.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You did something special because both boys were into FFA and 4-H and stuff, and
we're gonna end on this one. I think I can't take anymore.
you got this, babe. You got this.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, and this
So-
was by far like it was so much fun just because me and Ryan both did FFA, which if you guys don't know, to all the listeners, it's Future Farmers of America. It's 4-H. You raise animals and you sell them at the fairs. And for my last year, I decided that I would raise money for 17 Strong because I knew that's what Ryan would have wanted to do. So I raised I don't even remember, it was like 250-pound pig for fair. I placed, I want to say second in market. I don't remember.
I don't remember
Yeah, I don't
everything,
remember
but
I don't remember the details.
community rallied around
Yes.
what you were doing, and
And this was all Aaron's idea.
this is
Yes.
This is
all
all
Aaron's
your
doing.
idea.
Mhm.
It was not. We had no idea again. We were in survival mode, and Aaron said, "No, this is my last opportunity to do a pig. I really want to do this." And you really took the bull by the horns on this one and just said, "This is what I want to do." And so, and it was kind of a different experience because you had your pig at the fair, or excuse me, you had the pig at the school farm,
Right.
which has
Yes.
never happened before. So it was kind of nice because Aaron, if you had a problem, you could ask somebody to help you.
Right.
Or when it's at your
'cause
house.
we knew that we were going to be gone because we just
We're spending so much time in LA.
exactly. So at that point I was like, hey, like I need to keep my pig at the farm just because I'm going to be gone and I need someone to take care of it just so that I can resume when fair time comes.
Yep.
And luckily I had a group of friends that helped me out, and
Yeah.
they did an amazing job for me.
They did. They did a great job.
Mhm.
Anytime you asked, they would feed the pig. So it was really a group project, but it was super. It was all Aaron's idea,
Mhm.
and we got to fair.
You did
Something
really well.
extremely hard to do
Mhm.
after these were memories that we had and that we did together, and
And it was incredible because when you had mentioned to the auctioneer what you were doing,
And we personally know the auctioneer,
right,
who's a very, very good person.
a very good
The-
friend of ours.
Yes.
the entire room
Mhm.
stood up on their feet, gave you a standing
Gosh,
ovation.
I'm getting flashbacks from this, and I was crying in the ring. And
We
I-
all were.
yeah.
We were all crying.
It was amazing. It was truly amazing.
And the community support. And do you remember how much dollars per pound you got?
I know it was in the triple digits. I think it was $150 a pound.
I don't remember the exact number.
I don't remember the number
Yeah.
either. It was a good fat check. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
amazing. 17 Strong got to do a lot with that. So
Yeah,
that
no,
was,
I think I did the math, and I donated $40,000.
it might have been about 30
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of
I
all
don't
the,
remember.
I don't remember all the fees and stuff
Yeah,
that
'cause
go
you
along
have
with
to-
it.
yes.
But
But that
It
was
was-
an incredible gesture of love of your brother and what we're doing with 17 Strong on your behalf.
Mhm.
yeah,
So
was
that
amazing.
is, it was just incredible. And to everyone out there that participated in the purchasing of that animal, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
But that was, I know you wrote a lot of thank you letters.
there was a lot of buyers. I think
Yes.
they all
Yeah.
came together, and there was a lot of buyers on that one. I
Yes.
know. So that was amazing that we were able to do that, and you really did it. So that was amazing.
So
Anyway,
is there anything you'd like to add?
I am available anytime. I do live in Colorado, but I will fly back home to do another podcast episode if that's what you guys want.
the
So-
podcast. He wants to be the voice actor.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Hey,
anyway.
if anyone likes my voice, I can do movies.
Oh gosh. All right. Anything else you do want to add?
No.
No, you're good.
Do you have a favorite memory that you want to share with your brother?
Oh, there's so many that I couldn't even pick one out.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
gonna try to. They had some funny memories, but
Well, can you think of one?
oh gosh.
They have all kinds of funny stories, but we can save that for his next podcast when he's back from Colorado because
That's
you
right.
are going to school. You picked up and went to Colorado Mesa University,
Right.
where Ryan was a student, and Aaron now lives in Colorado and goes to
That's right.
school there.
Yeah, and he's
con-
doing great.
doing
so that's
great.
good.
He's in the welding program, continuing. His brother loved Colorado, and Aaron loves Colorado, and it's just, a kindred time for them.
Right.
Yep.
Nope.
In spirit to be there together. So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
but
Yeah.
Aaron's been home with us now for the last couple months because of the COVID-19,
Yes.
and
but
but
eager to get back.
eager
Oh,
to get
so
back,
excited
and
to go back.
school will be opening in Colorado in August.
Yeah, in less
So,
than a month or about
yeah.
a month. So
Yeah.
he gets to
So-
go move back. It's always different when you move out of mom and dad's house and then you come back. You're like, oh man,
Yeah.
gotta do this.
But you guys always said I was the one to take care of myself. I
yeah.
was always
Yep.
the one to
He
make
is.
food. Ryan was, where's the ramen at?
Yeah. Where's the nearest drive through?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but that's good. You've done awesome. So that's
Well,
good.
son, thank you for being here.
Thank
you
you.
for opening
Yeah.
up with us. And with that, we'll wrap up another 17 Strong podcast. Thanks to our producer, Nate Hand, with what is it, Nate? Clay Jar Media Productions. And
mouthful.
all of our sponsors, we thank you for your support. And remember, attitude is everything.
You've been listening to 17 Strong. Victories don't come by accident. To be part of the show, make a donation, or request more information, go to 17strong.org. That's SEVENTEEN strong.org.